Quick check of the tropics. We are looking at the weakening depression Omar. Nana is inland and actually will be moving into the eastern Pacific. And three other features that we'll be watching, but as they are still in the central and eastern Atlantic, we have plenty of time to watch those. Again, it is not a big surprise that we see more of these waves forming as we are getting closer to the peak of the season. And September is the busiest month, not only across the entire Atlantic basin, but for New Orleans. Looking back at history from 1851 to now, we have seen 46 storms, either tropical storms or hurricanes, fall within 100 miles of New Orleans in the month of September. You compare that to August, only 21, and then in October, only 13. So not only is September the busiest overall, it is the busiest in Southeast Louisiana.